We are talking about algebraic and geometric proofs, and here we have an example that we're going to go over. And it says, given R is in the interior of angle STP, and then it tells us that the measure of angle STR is equal to 5x plus 3 degrees, and the measure of angle RTP is equal to 7x minus 8 degrees, and the measure of angle STP is equal to 91 degrees. And so when we're looking at this, we want to do the process that we've been working on. So the first thing is we want to write down the givens, and there's a lot to write down here. So we have R is in the interior of angle STP. Then we have the measure of angle STR is equal to 5x plus 3 degrees. And then we have the measure of angle RTP is equal to 7x minus 8 degrees. And then we have measure of angle STP is equal to 91 degrees. And now what we're trying to prove is x is equal to 8. And the reason that we can say this information here is given, and we don't know why we can say this, but this is where we want to get to eventually. So we wrote down the given information. That was step 1. We wrote down the prove. Step 3 is we want to make a drawing of the information. Now, one thing that can help me make this drawing be more realistic is we know that the measure of angle STP is 91 degrees. So we're not going to be able to make it exactly 91 degrees necessarily. It doesn't have to be exact measurement, but it will help to get it close. And I guess you could measure it and make it exactly 91 degrees if you wanted, but I'm not going to do that. So we have that angle, and it says STP is 91 degrees, so that's S, that's T, and that's P. The next thing it says, R is on the interior, so I'm going to draw this ray here that puts R interior of the angle. So we have all that information. Now we want to label my drawing, and it says STR, measure of angle STR is 5x plus 3, so I'm going to write that in here. 5x plus 3 degrees. And then we have measure of angle RTP. So RTP is 7x minus 8 degrees. And then it tells me the total is 91 degrees. And I don't like to have my drawings look sloppy, so I really like to use this arc here. And then I'm going to say that that is 91 degrees. So I have my drawing. So now we're on to step 4 and 5, which are the statements and reasons. And then we want to go through. So the first thing, and we've been practicing this, is we want to write the equation that we can use, the geometric equation. So here we have the measure of angle STR, and then we're going to add this to another angle, and then that's going to equal the total angle. So that's going to be the measure of angle RTP, and that's going to equal the total angle, which is the measure of angle STP. So we took this red angle plus this blue angle, and we added it to and got the green angle. And the reason that we can do that is angle addition postulate. Okay. The next thing, after we write the geometric equation, we want to be able to solve it. So we're going to have to substitute values in that we know. So again, we have the 5x plus 3 that is going in for the angle there. We know we're going to add another angle to it, and it's going to equal the total. So the angle that we're adding to it is 7x minus 8. And that is going to equal 91 degrees. And the reason that we can do that, the substitution property of equality. Next, as we continue on, we want to start doing some algebra. And here we can see that we have a couple x's and a couple constants. So we can say 5x plus 7x, that is equal to 12x. So those ones are going to be equal to 12x. And then we can say 3 minus 8, that is equal to negative 5. So you can put, we can bring that plus sign down if we want. It doesn't matter. And then we'll put in the negative 5. And that's still going to be equal to 91 degrees. Now, what happened here? We did kind of combine like terms. But when we're doing this proof, basically we said 3/8 minus 5 is equal to negative 5. So we took the 3 minus the 3 and the negative out, the 3 and the negative 8 out, and we substituted in the negative 5. And so that's going to be a substitution property of equality again. Next step, we want to start solving for x. So if we add 5 and add 5 to both sides, what that ends up giving us is the 5's cancel, we're left with 12x over here, and that is equal to 91 degrees. Oh, 96 degrees, because 1 plus 5 is 6. So that should be 96 degrees. And the reason that we can do that is the addition property of equality. And now we want to divide both sides by 12, divide by 12, and then we get x is equal to 8. X is equal to 8, which is what we were trying to prove. And the reason that we can say that is because of the division property of equality. And when we get our proof all done, we want to finish it out. And here at the very bottom, we'll say QED.